This is Roger with Wheel Kinetics in Tucson, Arizona. We're selling this truck. It is a 2005 Ford F250 crew cab short bed. It's a 6.0 turbo diesel, 4-wheel drive, and it's a King Ranch, which is the saddle leather. This truck has 42,800 miles. It's on a clear title. This is a very interesting truck. We got it in, we bought it from an insurance company in El Paso. You'll see in the before pictures, we give you 4 pictures before it even leaves their yard, what it looks like. And it looks exactly like this except for the wheels. It's sitting on a bunch of spares. Obviously when it was stolen, they stole the spares. Well, when we got it here, they stole a ton of stuff off this thing. So we spent a fortune getting it back together. And while we were doing that, we discovered things about this truck that I will talk to you about momentarily. But this is what we do. We do a 2-hour inspection, and this is what our inspection looks like. There's my cheat sheets right here. I'm going to run through this really quickly because I got to talk fast. We did a new steering gearbox. It was gone. The Pro Comp shocks. We did not do the lift kit that was in it, but they stole the shocks. So all the shocks are new. But the lift is not ours, and it's a 6-inch lift. The wheels are brand new from Discount Tires. We had these tires in our storage unit. And so they're probably 60 or 70% tread, and they are, what are they? They're 35, 12 and a half, 20 LTs. So they're 20s, obviously. Now, here's the interesting part of this truck. Let me go through this real quick before I lose my place. Anyway, we did an oil change, rotella, and filter, new coolant, the heater core. Got a new transmission filter, fluid, and a transmission plug. Both tail lights had cracks, they were replaced. Both side mirrors, the passenger side was gone, the driver's side didn't work. Both batteries, it got a master power window switch. The wheels are new, tires are used, and a louvered tailgate. The tailgate on it was from an 08, and it looked like hell, so we just bought a louvered tailgate for it. This thing runs great. Clearly the miles are correct, but what's interesting about it was once we got under the hood and we looked around, this cab, the cab from the back door to the front bumper was blue, and they had painted it this color. All right, Carfax says this truck is supposed to be this color, so what they did was, it only takes about an hour and a half to put this truck on a lift and take the whole cab off, which would include the VIN, take it off, put it on another truck. That's what they did. And then they had this truck sitting there, 42,000 mile truck with no cab on it, so they put a blue cab on it and painted it. Their paint job was okay, but not great. So we sent the truck to our paint shop, and they did a little bit better job, about 80% better job, I'd say. And they painted the cab. The only thing that we didn't fix was this passenger bedside. It wasn't too bad, and I'm not even really sure why we painted the cab again. It really wasn't too bad either, but we did. But the main thing that we had to fix was, you'll see, you might be able to see, it wasn't huge, but there was a dent right here on the driver's side bedside, so we fixed that. So anyway, the paint work is okay. I would say on a 1 to 10, it's way better than a Mako paint job, but it's probably, you know, I don't know, 1 to 10, I'd give it probably a 6, 7. Color's perfect, a couple floaties in it. That's what I call it, something blows into the paint. I'll try to zoom in on an example of that, like right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Anyway, it's a great looking truck, but it's my job just to pick it apart, so when you get it, you're not, you know, surprised by something bad. Bad is bad. We don't like bad. 42,863 miles. I'll be able to show you under the hood what I'm talking about with the blue cab. All right. Right here on the report support, we took this pad off so we could show you, and we chipped off a little bit of that. That's what they had below it. Okay, they did a really good job, but that's what was there, and that's why they did it. New battery on this side, new battery on this side. Still got your Ford stamps where they belong, which is right there, right there, right there, and right there. The truck runs like 30,000 miles, like it's supposed to. What they will go through to steal a VIN. I was wondering why they would do that. My guys are like, well, because it takes an hour and a half to take this entire cab off the truck. And so they had this thing sitting there, 40,000 mile powertrain, and the bed back. And they're like, well, we just put another bed on, another cab on it, and move the interior over, and we'll have another truck. So they had two trucks for the price of one. That's why they did it. Let's see if I can... On and off. Hard to say with that glare. See forward, see back, tilt down, tilt up, tilt up. Down. This thing sat for a long, long time, I think, at the insurance company. Oh, another set of keys, too. That's nice. Two sets of keys. Perfect. It's a pretty truck. Really pretty. Locked doors, didn't I? Good thing that door was open. That would have been embarrassing. Alright, here's the window down. This is the driver rear door. Nothing really to report back here. All good news. Door jam. That's a lot of work. They did a really good job. And there's the Texas VIN stamp. If everyone's going to be worried about the VIN, there's your VIN right here, done by the Texas cops in Texas. That's a beautiful thing. That verifies the identity of this car. So basically, what they're saying, what the cops did there is they matched the cab up to the frame and the body of the car. So this really is this VIN. What's different is this cab was not the cab that came with this truck. It looks like it did, but it didn't. All right, let's see. Here's your pedals. Seat up, seat down. Up, sit down. Yeah. Oh, that's a big boy. Alrighty then, let's see. As you can see, we've got 42,863 miles. Go through a little diagnostic check there. Turn the air down a little bit, the fan down. So you can hear me. And it is hot in Tucson. The air is blowing cold. There you go. All right, let's see. Let me get a seatbelt on. All right, radio. Okay, radio works fine from there. Let's see if they work from the... There's from the steering wheel controls.
Clean eating or the...
That's from the steering wheel controls. Radio works fine. Fan works fine. This is manual using. Now, let's see. Let's do the controls in the steering wheel for the air. Perfect. It's a little warm, so let me turn that up a little bit. So there's your tow haul on and off. Let's see, rear sliding window. I'm told the parking sensors do not work, which is par for the course, especially when they're lifted. Usually they break a sensor wire. We are not fixing those at any cost. If you want to give us 10 grand, we're not fixing them. They're the most annoying thing ever. We don't do that. All right, there's your 4 low. Drive. Yeah, that's a big boy. That's an 8-inch lift right there. This is a 6-inch lift. That's reverse and 4 low. Now we're going to go to 4 high. Now we're at 4 high. Drive. Reverse. Perfect. Neutral. 2-wheel drive. Let's go for a ride. It's on a clear title. If you come to Tucson, drive it home, which you're welcome to do, you're going to pay tax and dock fees. Dock fees are $250. Taxes are 2% city sales tax here in Tucson, plus whatever your state tax rate is. If your state tax rate, for example, is 3%, and you come here to drive it home, you're going to pay 5% taxes and a $250 dock fee. That'd be year 3 plus R2. If you're one of our Alaska buyers, they come here all the time. They fly down here and drive home 6,000 miles. Their state tax rate is 0. So when they come, they pay 2% taxes and $250 dock fee. If you pay by wire and ship, all you pay is the agreed upon price, and that's it. You deal with your taxes and motor vehicle fees or whatever once it gets to you. If you wire us money, we will fill in the title, notarize the title exactly as you asked us to. We'll scan that into your online file along with the even the envelope that we mail it in is scanned in. You'll see the title we got from the insurance company in your file. Everything that we know about this truck, we are telling you. It'd be pretty simple for us not to tell you anything about the cab color change or why or whatever. We don't go there. We know why. We tell you why. We tell you what it looks like. My brother's going to take 50 to 70 HD pictures. You'll be able to click on them and zoom in on it. You can see better than the human eye standing with your eyes 3 inches from it. If you use that, there should be no surprises. Cosmetically, no excuses. Okay, please use those tools so you know what you're looking at. Okay? The title for the truck as we're selling it is in the ad. You can click on that. You know everything we know. This is a hell of a truck. I imagine before it was stolen, this was a show truck. That's probably why it got stolen. Okay? That and they wanted a VIN. Well, it's got its VIN back. It's very happy now. It's running good. All of its little parts that they stole under the hood are back. And that's that. Okay? I'm going to pull out here on the little bit better road here and see if I can't. For big tires, it's got a nice ride. Boy, it runs good. Real quick. I don't hear it's not a whole lot of road noise from those tires. Of course, they're not mud tires. They're more of a flat tire, but they're still huge. It's got a little bit of play from being, such a lifted truck. That is very common. I know it did go to alignment, but you still feel a little bit of play in it. When you put those big tires on it, you lift it 6 inches. Even though we did a steering gearbox, that ought to tell you what you need to know. Steering gearbox, alignment, and you still get a little bit of play. So if you want it to drive perfectly like a brand new truck, then you got to take the whole lift out of it, put factory, on this thing it'd be factory 20s back on it. But from my experience on a 1 to 10, with 10 being great, 1 being terrible, on a lifted truck like this with big wheels and tires, I would give it about a 7. Yeah, about a 7. Kind of like the paint, about a 7. Anyway, hell of a truck, very low miles. Please make sure that you know what you're buying. And that's that. Thank you.